All right, we're live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm Dash Attack, and today I have a very special guest from Twitch, PapaUwUx. Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, yeah, it's, the X is just for a comedy value, but yeah, Papa Ubu, that's good enough.
Let's just call you Papa.
Yeah, that works. That works.
All right. So, welcome so much to the channel. We are, of course, going to talk about gaming a lot. Oh, hey, Jinsek, how's it going, man? Oh, yeah. So, before we begin, tell us a little bit about yourself and about what you do on Twitch.
So yeah, I'm Papa Ubu, variety streamer. Play a lot of League of Legends. I think most of my time is just League of Legends, or online multiplayer. Then do a bit of story modes and every story single player story games as well. And yeah, that's mostly my content on Twitch, gaming in general. And then I'm like a cute, chaotic cat on Twitter. No one can be mad at me. Look at me, I'm so cute. How can you be mad at me?
Your Twitter's great, man. I love it.
I love freaking Twitter. It's definitely one of the better apps out there.
Yeah, I used to hate Twitter. It's so much fun now.
Honestly, I agree with you on that. Like, I know people like to say pre-Elon Twitter, post-Elon Twitter, and yeah, I mean Twitter one and
Oh yeah, like
post-Elon
he's
Twitter.
definitely in some ways made the site worse, like in UI and stuff. But culturally, I think it's better.
I'll agree with you for the UI thingy. Like, you remember that a couple of weeks where he was just experimenting with how do you do view quote retweets. He kept on moving things around. Quotes went into view engagement, and then they came back into the retweet button. You click on it.
Yeah,
By Lord, how much does that man change the UI? Right?
yeah.
But
He makes
culture
so
wise,
many bizarre changes. Though I'm finally glad he is going to make likes private for a
no,
change.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, Twitter is the only social media platform where that shit's private, where that shit's public.
hmm. Well, I don't know if you follow the Formula One scene, but there's like a Formula One Academy drivers, and this like a Formula One with female drivers, and there's a McLaren driver, and she liked a tweet which wasn't acceptable by a lot of people, and they cancelled her for liking a tweet,
Yep,
and
it's happened.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like that was peak cancel culture back, like when shit like that was happening. Like, so yeah, like people just like they'll go through like your likes from like 7 years ago, and they'll find shit to cancel you, and yeah,
Yeah.
and like I saw the big problem with this. Oh hey, Spartan Flash, how's it going, man? Glad you could make it. Oh Michael, nice. Oh man, and Stefan. Oh man, so good. Thank you all for tuning in. All right, so let's get down to it. Let's get down to business. Do you want to start with something fun or something juicy?
Yeah, let's start with something fun. We will get to the meats and potatoes
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Okay, let's do. Okay. Oh, this is the funnest thing. All right, I'm going to share. Okay. Here we go. How psyched are you for this, man?
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie cost Keanu Reeves as Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, hello? Okay.
Oh, you didn't hear this? Oh, surprise.
Okay, wait, this is gaming? This is gaming? Okay, listen, I love Keanu Reeves, okay? You go back all the way to Matrix or that one movie where he played the lawyer, which we don't speak about. But yeah, I love Keanu.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
in something. I hated him in like the Day the Earth Stood Still remake. I hate
Mhm.
that movie in particular, and that actually gave me the bad impression that he was actually a bad actor. And then then I watched like the John Wick series. I'm like, no, it was just a fluke movie.
I really want to hear your thoughts on this, because a lot of people say, Keanu Reeves is like Will Smith. Will Smith doesn't play a character. Will Smith plays Will Smith. And Keanu Reeves, you go all throughout his movie career, him in Constantine, him in John Wick, him in Matrix. It's just, he's playing Keanu Reeves. What do you think
Yeah,
about
he's
that?
definitely like one of those actors with like a personality. Like, and like, he was fantastic on that E3 stage when he was promoting Cyberpunk.
Hmm.
Oh man,
Hmm.
I loved it. It's just like he was just felt like so much energy. You're breathtaking.
Nah, man's
Oh,
got
legend.
charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, no denying that
Yeah,
part.
I actually heard a story where like Keanu Reeves like was at an airport and he just like had this conversation with this kid and he just like listened to him or something. I forget the full story, but like apparently he's just that much of a chill guy.
Well, I mean, he's also been a part of the whole, internet meme culture as well, right? Like you go back to sad Keanu eating a sandwich, right? Videos of him getting up in the train and, like using public transport, of course, and then giving his seat to to a woman or something like that. Like I think Keanu Reeves is one of the few actors who's always been a part of internet culture,
Yeah,
and not in a way. Go ahead,
he's
sorry.
like Nicolas Cage in that way.
And it's, unlike Cage, wherein a lot of things felt a bit too forced at one point, Keanu, it just feels that, it's at peace. You see Keanu, you're like, yeah, I love the guy. He's pretty chill.
Yeah, really cool that he got the role. His name was definitely floated around for Shadow. Shadow's my like favorite Sonic character, so like this was like it was a big deal for me that they be played by someone who would do the role justice. I wanted Christian Bale. That was like one of my early videos was a whole pitch about why Christian Bale should be Shadow. But it's next best choice.
Christian Bale's strongest lawyer.
Maria. Yeah, so yeah, hype for that new Sonic movie. So, all right, let's get into some of the more juicy stuff. Got bounding into comics. Every major YouTube upload of Assassin's Creed Shadow trailer holds negative like to dislike ratio. Official
Actually, yes.
Ubisoft version has 600,000 dislikes. Wow, is that even possible?
Listen, you remember back when Rebecca Black launched Friday and people were
Oh yeah,
surprised
I remember. Oh yes, I was in high school when that happened. Oh man, that was an event.
Oh, my, and their like to dislike bar looked like a freaking cigarette or something, like an inverse cigarette. I don't know, right? Like,
Yeah,
but not, and then maybe YouTube was smart. They figured out that it's the right time to take out the dislike button. We do not want a repeat of the good old 2012 Rebecca Black or Justin Bieber getting negative review bomb, but
yeah.
honestly, with 600,000 plus negative votes on what's the number again?
Uh, I don't know. I just I've seen like the memes with the ratios. It's pretty high.
It's
Oh
freaking
wait, oh
insane.
my, oh shoot, I'm not sharing my screen. All right, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, there we go.
6
68,000.
600,000. Jesus Christ. I mean, clearly the people have spoken, right? Or
Yeah,
are we waiting for more
yeah.
proof
Like
here?
I've said, like they should have like if they wanted to feature this character, they should have made him like one of the side characters who are normally like some of the better characters in the Assassin's Creed games are the side characters you meet and talk to, like Uncle Mario from 2, stuff like
I
that.
agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. And even when you look at, I don't know, like the older Assassin's Creed, where you meet, say, Leonardo da Vinci or something like that, right? Meeting a real historical figure in a game always feels different, correct? And
Yeah,
if you're going to feature like a real historical character, might as well do proper justice to him, right? Like, I honestly think this wasn't handled well by Ubisoft,
It
and it
wasn't.
just came across very disingenuous.
It is. Yeah, essentially is. It's like, and it's also like it's lazy on their part because now they don't have to really develop like an original character. Like they have this
Hmm.
other supporting character, but it just seems like Yusuke is going to be the main character, even if this other lady's playable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how deep we want to go,
Oh,
in this whole DEIESG rabbit hole, but
yeah, and it is a rabbit hole. It could get very very like loopy, but like we'll go very surface level. I try not to be too controversial on
no, I
this.
agree with you on that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we do though. We do get controversial. Like it just happens when you talk about this stuff. Like
mhm,
like
mhm.
you could have like some of the nuanced takes and just still get hate for it. Unfortunately.
No, I agree. I agree, and yeah, I also understand. I mean, the deeper we go in the rabbit hole, the more we are unsure. What's that fine line between fiction as well as speculation and truth, right? So yeah, keeping it surface level, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to point out about the female ninja as well, Noah or whatever her name is, right? And a lot of people are pointing out, how she's got that whole androgynous modern audience Lara Croft kind of a face,
Oh, does
wherein,
she?
yeah, 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 yeah. If you have a look, so you'll figure out, it's not feminine, feminine. You can, be like, yeah, it
Yeah.
looks just like another dude.
Another man jaw. Female.
Yeah. Yep, yep.
Oh, it's like, oh man. Oh, yeah. And I now like they're saying like it looks like Ubisoft like kind of like what they did with Odyssey. They're playing with sexuality with the main characters or something. So like I don't know. When did Assassin's Creed become a dating sim?
Oh my lord. Might as well just make a Assassin's Creed dating sim game,
Oh, that could actually be fun. Like Assassin's Creed dating sim. Oh man, like yeah,
just
like a
just go
low
all
budget.
out.
Oh man, like you could date Altair and Edward. It's
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, that'd be ultra fun.
I mean, the series has some really good husbanders, Might as well just commit to it.
Yeah,
That would be a game I'll play. I'm not even joking. I'll play that game.
yeah. I'm not even gay, and I think it'd
Like,
be kind of amusing.
did you hear more controversy around Yasuke? So if you check Yellow Flash's tweet, right? It seems the production manager for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think he's called Nick Pantis or something on those lines, right?
Yeah,
He tweeted that I can't wait for you guys to see his soft side or something on those lines, which got everyone to speculate that Yasuke might actually be, one of those beautiful rainbow-colored people whom we'll be
oh, so
celebrating
he's gonna
within.
be the representation. Like I was thinking it might have been the girl. They make it
Yep.
Yusuke, yeah, a lot of like, I don't know. I don't think like, the particular audience Ubisoft is like going for. I don't think they're gonna appreciate a masculine like black samurai like going with like that way. Just a
Yep.
hunch.
No, I agree with you. And the tweet has since been deleted, and Bro's got it private on his profile. But yeah, listen,
Yeah.
I'm okay with playing Yasuke, but then mid game you realize it's Yasuke with Yasuke storyline. Okay, I'm not ready for that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not-
Oh yeah. People totally make that joke. And then there's oh my god, Ubisoft! Like you did not think any of this through. Oh my
God,
god.
it's literally Blizzard diversity checklist heroes all over. Now we still have to check the rainbow box. Okay, let's throw something on the whiteboard. Let's see where it lands. And oh, it landed on Yasuke. Congratulations, Yasuke. You're now inclusive, more inclusive than
Yeah,
necessary.
I just wanted Assassin's Creed to go back to like more to like the Black Flag, like before Origins.
No, I agree with you, right? I think that's been the general sentiment around Assassin's Creed, right? I think people really hate the whole open world bloatware where you keep on doing collectibles and all of those. It's just
Microtransactions.
yeah, exactly, right? Like, okay, give us like a okay, compare that with Senua, right? Hellblade 2. It's been getting criticized for having like a 5-hour storyline, right? And I don't know, give us like a good 10-hour game, okay? With only the necessary exploration without just trying to bloat the game. I
Yeah,
think
like
people will enjoy it a lot
yeah,
more.
give a good story mode. Like the older Assassin's Creed games had very like well designed maps, especially too. Like every city like had
Mm,
and it was unique. And then like then even when the games were a single city like Rome, like you'd unlock the city like slowly. And like when I played Origins, they just drop you into this giant open world, and then it just doesn't even feel like Assassin's Creed.
no, I agree with you on that. And I think that's also one of the tweets which was there on I think, Japanese Twitter, wherein the what's that cathedral in Paris that got burned down? Uh, okay, the cathedral in Paris that got burned down, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Notre Dame.
yeah. And Assassin's Creed made the cathedral so, like it's almost like a replica that people were able to use it as a reference. And the criticism comes when you put so much love into making, you know, the Paris Cathedral, but why not the same love and accuracy when you're doing a game in Japan? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very valid criticism. I agree with it.
Unity had a very unfortunate launch. Sadly, I was like so looking forward to the multiplayer stuff, and then like the launch happened, and then like that kind of just like it killed my momentum. And now like the multiplayer aspect of that game's probably dead.
Hmm.
And like that was like the big selling point.
No, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I never even finished the game. Like Black Flag was like the last of the newer last Assassin's Creed game I finished.
Now, Black
And I
Flag
used
is
to
such a
finish all
classic,
of them.
man.
I even played the one on the PSP.
Wait, there's an Assassin's Creed on the PSP?
Yeah, it's like a sequel where you play as Altair, and he hooks up with that girl from that girl that who was pretending to be his target in one of the missions. Like so, like they flesh her out a little bit more, and until you found out like that she was pregnant or something. So like it's just him like going around Cyprus. It's a meh game, it's just a filler.
Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. I had no idea about this one.
Yeah, there was a lot. There's also Assassin's Creed Discovery on the DS, where like it had involving Ezio and Christopher Columbus and the Spanish Inquisition or something. Yeah, I
Okay.
know. I bet you no one has even played that game. I do. I've certainly haven't.
Yeah,
But
I hadn't even heard of Discovery until this moment.
yeah, it's the very obscure. Like these are just forgotten titles now.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah.
It's real. Yeah, let me look it up too. Yeah, DS.
Yep.
It's 2D. I see. Like, oh, here I'm gonna screen share for a minute. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, sorry. Uh, all right. Mm, stop. You got the haystack right here.
Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Man, they really had to get creative with some of these like DS games.
Yeah, I mean, even the whole graphics and all of it, right? It's reminiscent of the good old days, eh?
Oh, it's yeah. This is kind of like nostalgia. This graphic style. Look, look how they modeled his face.
It's
Oh man,
beautiful.
yeah. All right.
God, quite a history, quite a history of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it does. I was a big fan for sure of that series, and then like it just got saturated and lost its identity. But that's been an ongoing thing. It's definitely not like Assassin's Creed will continue. Like after Shadows, like it's not the end all. Like I do hope one day like it does rediscover itself like as just a stealth open world game instead of like this RPG bullshit.
No, I agree with you on that, and
Yeah.
it's also what the fans want, right? It's like that's been the one criticism towards the newer Assassin's Creed. Just go back to the basics, give us what we love. Stop trying to push a gameplay loop we do not like.
Okay, I'm going to all right, I got something right here. Very some funny tweets.
Okay,
I got
let's
some
go for it.
really funny tweets right here. Okay. Okay, first one. IGN. The beloved and iconic adventure RPG series Kingdom Hearts, developed by Square Enix, is finally making its way to PC. Take a look at the Steam announcement trailer.
Okay, I'm watching you.
No, okay, so it released on Epic Games like years and years ago, and IGN's tweet makes it out like it's like the first, it's just finally coming to PC.
Epic Games Store? No, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, like, just look at the reactions to some. Oh, there's mine.
Oh, there we go. Yep. I just knew no, the game release by Epic. Oh yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, Epic.
But,
Yeah.
it's like it's been on PC. Glad
Listen,
it's finally coming to PC. Stick with the PS5 version.
it's beautiful. This is the kind of journalistic integrity and deep research we expect from IGN.
Oh no, this is like the first IGN tweet I've liked in a while, a long while. Like normally they're like shit. This made me laugh.
Is IGN going for the whole lol cow status of Twitter?
Based IGN, not something I thought I'd be. Oh, here's another funny treat. Okay, so I believe you liked this one. You saw this one. Strong gaming press is especially important as the lines blur between gaming and social media big tech. There are so many stories to write. These senseless layoffs are especially painful as reactionary YouTubers with no journalism training eat away at journalism's mid-share.
Wait, is this like a response to one of the dudes? Was it a response to Grams or someone else?
No, it was in response to I guess IGN buying up a bunch of like dying publications.
Oh yeah. IGN, PC Gamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, right? I think they merged together, right?
Yeah, like
Okay.
oh yeah, apparently that came with layoffs. So that's why she's mad. Like, yeah, it's just YouTubing it's just more convenient. You'll find people with more passion. Like a lot of these games journalists, they don't even like they
Playing
don't
their own
even like
games.
yeah, they don't even like games. It's
No,
it's
I
it's
agree with
crazy.
you.
Like, like a lot of them did not want to be games journalists, yet this is where they are.
I agree with you on that. I think it's also similar to something Grams had tweeted earlier. And the tweet went on the lines of, it's a comparison between YouTube journalism and game journalism. And it did, echo similar sentiments, wherein YouTubers do a much better job of covering video games compared to traditional journalists. And we've seen this, right, with the whole Kotaku drama, when they're like, oh, you need to make guides. And then we saw Kotaku people be like, haha, I asked Chat GPT and Chat GPT wrote a guide for me. Haha, you know? And I don't get it, right? It just seems in a way wherein when it comes to giving an honest opinion, I'm rather going for a YouTuber, because 7 out of 10 times when I read an article from IGN or something on those lines, it just feels it's been paid for. Kind of like that guy, Jake Saki, you read his tweets, a few of them every once in a while, he'll, subtly promote the games that are paying him good money. So yeah, it's difficult to trust these things.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, tell me, who's your favorite League of Legends character?
Oh, okay. Now that's a different rabbit hole. So, okay. League, it's got a lot of roles, right? You have frontliners, you have assassins, mages, and all of those things, right? If I had to pick like a few of them, Kale would be one of my favorite champions. Kindred would be one of the other champions I love a lot. And if you're ever looking to get into League of Legends lore, start with looking up Kindred.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Kindred.
whole
That's the death one, right?
yep.
Yeah. I know about Kindred.
I mean, so say whatever you want about, Riot Games, and a lot of people give League of Legends a lot of flack that, you play League of Legends, blah blah blah. It's like a bad game. It's actually not.
Play what you enjoy, man. Play what you enjoy. and like we said, but before the stream started, it's got great lore, lots of potential. I was like very like upset when the spin-off games were stopping, because I think they also have potential. I'm looking forward to the fighting game, that team fighting game they have, probably
Yeah.
2KXO, I think it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping they add my boy Nasus.
You like
my main.
Nasus?
Yeah, I'm a Nasus. Just farm the stacks. Get them stacks.
My favorite thing about playing League of Legends is when you're like having a good time bot lane, but then your top laner feeds the Nasus, and then you're trying to win a trade, and then you see a Nasus teleport come in, and then you're like, I accept death. I accept my 700 gold shutdown bounty going over to this guy, and we can just FF. That is it.
Oh, yeah. Nasus can get extremely OP if you do the grind and build correctly.
Yeah, and also he's got good lore, right? Like the whole.
Yeah, I love his lore, man. I love his lore. Like he's a very like interesting character. He's been alive for like so long, and like seen like an entire empire crumble. Like and he's just been in the desert all this time, and now his brother wants to kill him.
And that's what I love about League, right? Like you compare, say, Kale, right? Kale also has a sister, Morgana, right?
Yeah.
And they've got this whole sibling rivalry going on, but they still care and love for each other. You see it in the gameplay, when Kale ults Morgana, or when Kale heals Morgana, or one of them dies when they're on the same team. The voice lines are so much different, right? And then when they're on the rival team, you do see that Riot Games, they put in a lot of love in making these characters, right? Like Kindred story as an example. Coming back to Kindred again, where it's like you have the duality of wolf and lamb. Lamb is shown as, if you accept death peacefully, death's come for you, you're like, okay, I'll embrace you. Then lamb embraces you, and she takes you to the afterlife. But if you run away from death, then wolf chases you down, and then it gives you a very violent death. Like these details that they've done in the lore, and then the way in which it translates to the gameplay, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like Riot pushes that boundary of champion design in a way which Blizzard hasn't been able to do with Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blizzard, like a lot of the the Liga characters, like they even when they come up with a new one, they come up with like very detailed lore about where they fit in the world, what they can do, what they believe. It's been interesting. I haven't been keeping up with some of the new stuff they added. I know that they added another darkened character, I think.
Yeah. Nafiri is a good doggo,
Yeah, I have to maybe check their site again. I was like, because after Arcane came out, like, I really tried to like get into like the broader like franchise and like get into the lore, and that's when I found, oh my god, this thing is a gold mine.
No, I agree with you. And this is really funny. Like when Arcane came out, all of the champions that are featured in Arcane, Jace, Caitlyn, Y, Jinx, Victor, all of them got massive buffs in League of Legends.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
This is around MSI 2021. So MSI is like the international tournament for League. And all of these champions were so buffed that you would only find like a Jinx in the bot lane, and they'll counter her by playing Aphelios, or it will be like Caitlyn, and you'll have to counter it by playing Varus or something. It literally became the Jinx Aphelios meta. That was literally the joke. And I see what Riot tried to do there. They kind of hit a gold mine with Arcane, and I haven't really seen the whole show, but yeah, it's got a lot of kudos.
It's very good. Like, it impressed a lot of people, even like people who knew nothing about League of Legends prior. And now that I've actually looked at the lore, I'm really excited because next season they're bringing the big guy.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, so you know who that is, right?
Listen, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, let's
okay,
go with that.
yeah, true. Like, in case you guys haven't seen like Arcane or that's me. That was bad on me. I was that was my bad.
I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what you're talking about. But no, they've done a pretty good job with that as well. And yeah, I think the whole thing with League is also, it's such an insane learning curve, right? Like, you have like 160 champions with their 4 unique abilities, correct? And then you learn all of the itemization. Then you learn 3 different lanes. What is the macro for every lane? How do you manage your timing? How do you last hit minions? How do you properly optimize your build path and all of it? And there was no easy way to learn it, right? So if you're new to the game,
I don't know, it goes way over my head. I've always wanted to get that in depth, like with a game, but like they're constantly always like patching it out. It's kind of sometimes even hard to find out what the meta even is. It's like, when Smash Brothers Ultimate, they were constantly patching the fighters.
Yeah, and that's also what really keeps people away from a League of Legends, right? Like, every other week there's a new patch, items get changed, added, removed, champions get buffed, nerfed, and things like that. And if you're playing the game, you have to be invested in the direction that Riot Games is going. And yeah, it's a wonderful experience.
I'm glad. All right, let's see. Let's kind of look at any other topics. Okay, so here's a story that just kind of broke out. All right, give me a minute. Yeah, so this nightmare rumor. Have you seen it?
The what now?
Okay, so so the rumor is that that Microsoft wants to buy Valve.
Oh yeah. 18 billion or something on those something on those lines, right? That's the offer.
Yeah, I hope that never ever happens.
Okay, listen, let me play the devil's advocate here, okay? I know you're gonna hate me. I know you're gonna hate me for this, but let's play the devil's advocate. We saw this whole Copilot plus PCs, right, announcement from Microsoft, wherein you can ask the AI to help you build a sword in Minecraft, and the AI tells you what to do. You need to find resources and blah blah blah. Okay, Now, let's assume, for the sake of this discussion, Riot buys Valve, and we are able to integrate AI into all of these things. You could be playing. I don't know. Let's take an example. Elden Ring, and you can ask the AI. "Hey, I'm kind of having a rough time. Can you help me out?" And the AI walks you through. Okay, now they're gonna go for the lunge attack. Be ready to dodge. 3, 2, 1. I'm just saying. And it sounds really cool in theory, just playing the devil's advocate here.
Yeah, it's just like maybe for a game like Elden Ring, that would be helpful because, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when I'm playing that game. But like for other games, it just seems like overkill with, especially like with some of the difficulty ranges in some of the like modern games. It'd just be like too handholdy.
No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elden Ring is like, one of those rare extremes where there's absolutely like figure this here you are, here's a sword, figure it out.
Correct.
I know some people love that stuff. I've struggled to really get into Souls games.
Souls and Monster Hunter games, it's one of those where I do want to get into it if I can figure out, that I'm done with a League of Legends and I have like 8 hours of my day to go through entire builds. Because I looked at Monster Hunter, right? I got a bunch of mates who are like, "Hey, Papa, you need to get into Monster Hunter. Give it a shot." And I'm like, "Okay, listen, you have." All of the guys are like, "Oh, but you have to play longsword," and I'm like, "Why do I have to play longsword?" Okay, and then there's so much RNG that goes into it. So you defeat a boss, there's like an X% chance to get some material or a weapon, and all of it. It's it's grind. It's again grind. It's going to be one of those games when I'll be like, "Okay, I need to put 300 hours in this game to figure out every mechanic, to figure out what's the best thing." Yeah. Hey.
Luca.
Yeah, it's Luca. I saw the word oomfies and I'm like, wait, that's that's from Twitter.
Welcome, man. Welcome. Yeah, I just think it'd be a nightmare if Microsoft, just especially with how they've been running things for the past like couple of years, like they'll make like Microsoft logins mandatory, like everything. Steam will just be completely dysfunctional.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, would not like that at all. Right.
No,
See.
it's also it also moves towards a monopoly for Microsoft, right? Like when you think about the fact that they've been trying so hard to push Game Pass, right? And it's not really working out for them because one of the biggest competitors is Steam, right? Now imagine if they do get Valve and they force everyone to just move on to a Game Pass model, then there's nothing you can do because effectively Microsoft now has a monopoly over all of your games. So I personally don't think the Department of Justice or they should allow this to happen, even
Well, yeah,
if
they shouldn't.
Microsoft is serious
I
about
mean,
it.
it's bad enough like Sony has like almost a big monopoly on anime distribution.
Hmm, 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 hmm. And no, I think what's is it called antitrust laws or something? I
Yeah,
could be wrong on this, but
yeah,
yeah, there are a
antitrust
lot.
laws. Like I just feel like they're those aren't really being enforced evenly in my country.
Correct. I mean, if they were enforced, then Facebook would have shut down years ago.
I mean, yeah. All right, we're gonna get into the big one now. Oh, hey, we're here.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so yeah, what do you think about this Paper Mario situation? There is a lot of debate going back even before the remaster about Vivian's gender identity. A lot of people still like are swearing they were always just a femboy, and then like others have like said, and I think it all boils down to the original Japanese translation just not really getting too like particular into the topic. and that's why you have all this like confusion. I think the only definitive thing is that in the Japanese original version, this character was a biological male. I think that's the only like distinctive thing
Correct,
about it.
correct,
And
correct.
and of course, in the original GameCube version, she's just completely female. And now, like like people are going to be, I guess, comparing the next two localizations. And I expected this. I expected that Nintendo was in a lose-lose situation, because no matter how they chose, if they kept the old localization, they would have gotten shit from the activists. If they didn't, like, make it more in line with the Japanese version, it would upset, like, the culture warrior type people. And now, like, they it's happened. And so, like, I've been yeah, and I predicted the backlash, which is why I got the GameCube version, because, like, hey, it was like the version everyone already knew about, like, like it just be simpler. And I hear it has a better frame rate than the Switch version anyway. And, like,
Hmm.
if they censored other things about the game, like maybe like they un. So what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Yeah, Paper Mario, right? I think I saw the tweet from Grums, and everyone was talking about it. Now, I'm a bit of a tourist when it comes to most of the Nintendo games, so I didn't really jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, this, and take a stand on it, right? From what I've collected so far is pretty much in line with what you said. That the character Vivian was supposed to be male, you know and now it's been translated to being trans, and there's like a lot of screenshots of how localization has messed this up. And but, I mean, honestly, really want to talk about two things in that case. Is it really necessary to add trans and all of these agendas in a child's, like a Nintendo kids game,
No,
right?
like the only justification I have for this is just to be faithful to the original. And we know, like, that's not why they're happy. They don't care if games are faithful. They only care if their agenda is being pushed, and this incidentally does it.
Exactly. And Nintendo at the moment is like, do they appeal to the activists, or do they appeal to
Well,
the uh-huh, go ahead.
yeah, oh yeah. Do they appeal to the activists, or do they?
Appeal to the purists, right? Like people who just wanted a faithful reproduction of the game,
Well, they
right?
fucked up Fire Emblem Fates pretty. No, Fire Emblem Engaged pretty badly. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After Three Houses had a great localization, but I think that one was handled by Koei Tecmo.
Correct, correct.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah, this
yeah,
this just doesn't come across well. I mean, there's a lot to
yeah.
it,
There
right? You have
are there are
uh-huh.
activists in Nintendo. Nintendo itself might not be run by activists, but there are activists like in the Western branch of Nintendo. I've actually seen like someone who says like get rid of all Republicans, like on his like Twitter, like blatantly just like pronouns like it, and so this guy was actually one of the localizers on that Fire Emblem game I mentioned. I was still so mad because I'm a really big Fire Emblem fan. I've played. I actually was able to secure a GameCube copy of Path of Radiance, which is one of the most expensive GameCube games on the market, and I finally have it. And it's one of my favorite games, man.
No, and this is exactly where I really wanted to take your question, in this conversation. You are so passionate about this game, correct? And just like you, there'll be a lot of people who are passionate about playing these games, who have older copies of it. They were looking forward to it. Was all of the bad will from a poor translation worth it? And I think the answer is no. You,
No,
you
it's
should have
not. In
just,
the long
yeah, yeah.
term, it'll degrade. Like just like Sony, it might not happen right away, but slowly, like people will start to lose faith. But luckily, I think Nintendo could course correct, just like Square Enix. I'm hoping is beginning its course correction from their DEI mistakes.
And yeah, that should be the way ahead. Listen, Nintendo, it gets a lot of flack for all of the censorship and just taking down videos and things like that.
Oh yeah,
But
they do a lot of crappy stuff with the Smash community, like they shutting down tournaments, shutting down emulators, and not
correct, correct, right.
emulating certain games, not re-releasing certain games. It's
Yeah, and
yeah,
if this is a way to fix it, this is their way to get back the trust by just saying, okay, we fucked up with the localization. We will fix it. We listen to the fans, the ones who have been passionate about our projects, and we'll make the game for them. You know, I think that wins Nintendo a lot of kudos in a time where, studios like Sony, Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, and all of them are just getting so much flack from gamers.
yeah. No, Nintendo's definitely like the lesser of the evils, like for
Hmm,
sure.
hmm.
Like they might not be perfect, but like like the Switch marketplace is less like curated than the Sony marketplace. So right there you have like, more freedom, like bunch of different games. And Nintendo has a no touch policy on third party games.
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So what do you think this chain reaction? So Sony just cut a I mean Square Enix cut a bunch of their EU and US employees after they announced that they were going to pursue a multi-platform strategy. This
Uh,
followed by a big stock drop.
this is such okay. How do I put it this way? If you're looking at the trend in general, let's speak about shift of games.
Yeah,
Nikki is their moneymaker. Okay, a lot of these mobile games are the moneymaker. Gotcha games are making more money compared to microtransactions on PC games. Okay, and
yeah.
I think a lot of these developers whose bottom line is we need something that's like a cash cow, like the way Ubisoft has Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. Like they need that one game where people are hooked onto. I think it just seems logical they will pursue this multi platform strategy. The stocks will plummet at the moment because, the market sees a lack of confidence in the studio. They're like, it's not aligning with our vision or something like that. But if Square Enix managed to come up with a good Final Fantasy like gotcha game, you know, and
They've had plenty. They've also like shut a bunch of them down.
correct, correct, correct. Right. And something that hits, something that becomes their cash cow, I do think the stocks will go back. The stocks will
Yeah.
be good.
War of the
Layoffs.
Visions has been
Uh-huh.
doing pretty well. I used to play that for a time.
What game now? I
Oh,
think I missed the
it's
name.
a Final Fantasy strategy game on mobile.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, they do like cross other older events with the mainline games where you can get the units on occasion. They've also done like crossovers with Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Quest. And I got Laura Croft as a unit when they still owned her. So my account's lucky, I guess, because she's never coming back.
Wait, speaking of Full Metal Alchemist, do you know there's like a Full Metal Alchemist mobile gotcha game, but it's exclusive only to Japan? I'm not joking. The game is amazing. It's got that whole auto battler mode. The gameplay loop is similar to Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy. What's the tactics game? Ah, we just spoke about Fire Emblem. Yeah,
Yeah,
the gameplay. Yeah, the combat
similar
is
to
similar to. Correct, correct, correct. Right, but it's only in Japan, and it's a really high grossing mobile game for Full Metal
yeah.
Alchemist.
Well, it can't be because of the about like them not being able to dub it with Vic being canceled and like the rights going to Netflix. Like because a lot of them like I'm playing a Final Fantasy VII mobile game, and that decided to skip dubbing entirely. So a lot of mobile games like the English dub is optional.
Mhm.
Like if
No,
they can
I
afford it,
agree with that.
cool. If they can save money by not doing it, they'll do it. That seems to be the strategy.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this. Just skip dubs entirely. Okay, you have the audio in Japanese, but then you just translate the text to English. I think a lot of people will still play the game.
Yeah, like maybe if you can get the backstory through a wiki and stuff, because a lot of it's just repetition, repetition, repetition. And then like
Mhm,
you can
mhm.
have someone like break down, and like normally these cutscenes in these like story gotcha games, like are very long. The plot's extremely slow. That's what got me bored of War of the Visions, because once I got to chapter 2 of the or part 2 of the game, I just like it started out so boring. Part 2 starts out so incredibly boring. I'm just like I don't care anymore.
Yeah, and I think that was my problem with Tales of Arise, and it just at one stage it just felt like I was playing Tales of cutscenes. You know, can I get into some gameplay, please? I'm bored. It's 20 minutes. I haven't touched my controller.
Yeah, it also didn't help that like a lot of my units were really OP from doing event content for like about 2 years.
Wow.
But still not enough to get good rewards at the arena from the whales.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of battle modes as well, right? Like besides the story, you do have arena as well.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, and that's how you get like good stuff, so you can actually like once the difficulty raises in a story mode.
correct, 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 correct. Now I couldn't probably get a lot into gotcha. I tried this game, Honkai, you know,
Oh,
and at
Honkai Star
once.
Rail.
Yep, 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 yep. Okay, listen, they have cute waifus. Okay, like if there's one way to get me invested in the game, tell me the game's got cute waifus. I'll play it.
Yeah, boy.
Honkai at one point just felt like I was doing a freaking job. Okay, I log in, I do the dailies. It's the same old mission. It's the same three characters. I run out of energy. I'm like, oh god. And okay, maybe I have like the worst luck or something, but my gotcha pulls were horrible.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's the thing. I hate like gotcha games with terrible pull rates.
I just stopped enjoying the game. I'm like, okay, I like the story, okay, but now, and at the moment, I'm playing AFK Journey, right? And the waifus are cute. The art direction is really nice. Okay, and the game does it's pretty generous with their gotcha pulls. Okay, I managed to get like a bunch of characters leveled up to Supreme Plus. That's like the highest level in all of it, and it doesn't feel like I'm doing a job by logging in every day, doing the missions, and getting like a bare minimum. You know the frustration.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay.
Absolute gamer journey. Yeah, that's a lot like that.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So I have like an immense backlog of games that I need to play for my channel. Oh, hey,
Hmm.
nice to meet you. Yeah, like such a big backlog. I so like even though like there aren't really a lot of new games coming out this summer, like it's going to be like a pretty dry period of time. Like I still have like it doesn't bother me because I still have so much to play.
And I'm actually planning to give AAA games a pause for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Not going to buy any of it. There's one game I've been planning to look into. It's a Library of Ruina. It's like a Korean developed game, and I wouldn't say it's. Let's think about it as 2D Fire Emblem. Okay, so you do have your champions, you do have your card based fighting mechanism, so your moves are decided by your deck. And yeah, it has a really interesting story. So that's one game I'm planning to look into. Library of Arena. It's been on my list, and yeah, maybe I'll pick it up and see how far that game goes. I've heard lots of good things about it.
Yeah, I've got you know, I got retro games planned. out. I've got like some other like AA games that are like a couple of years old that I want to play.
Okay,
So
give me
like,
a recommendation. Give me a
oh,
recommendation.
give
Give me your top
recommendation.
three.
Of the ones I want to play.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, well, okay. So yeah, so I okay, so I there's this game I forget what it's called, but yeah, so but like currently like one of the games I want to play. Well, I do want to plug in my Path of Radiance just to show everyone how amazing it is. So like
Oh,
there's
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
I got
Mm-hmm.
a Final Fantasy game for the Wii that I can plug in and play. Give that a try. A lot of Final Fantasy games. Like, I want to also play Type Zero at some point. Um, so yeah, I've got like, or Fallout 4. But I'm currently playing New Vegas, so I'll probably be sick of Fallout by the time I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'll look into these ones. The newer Fallout games, even New Vegas, I haven't really played it. And
Yeah.
a similar game that's been on my to play list for a while is The Witcher 3. A
Oh yeah,
very
I've played
popular
part of
game.
that. I actually played the low graphics Switch version. I'm also like definitely like thinking about giving that a try. It's the combat's really good, and so is like the world, the detail, the dialogue. It's yeah. Yeah, playing The Witcher 2 and 3 because 1 runs like dog shit on PC.
Hmm.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, one's got some compatibility issues. I agree with you on that. But no, 3 is definitely a good place to get into The Witcher at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's one of those games where Steam always throws it on your face by saying, "Oh, why don't you buy The Witcher? We're giving it to you at an amazing deal." So I got the game, and then I'm like, what? One of these days I'll play Witcher, but never got into it. So yeah, it's probably going to be on
Yeah.
my to playlist for
Yeah,
2024
another
5.
game that's on my been on my playlist. I want to play Greedfall really badly.
Greedfall. Wait, I think I've heard that one. Oh yeah, I do have it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the art direction looks like pretty cool. It's got this like colonial fantasy thing. I know it's like getting a sequel eventually. That's like in
Mm-hmm.
development. I just thought I was just curious. Like I have it on PC. I'm thinking about like giving it a try at some point. I just haven't really found like the right time. That's the
Correct,
whole
correct,
thing
correct.
about being a streamer. Like, you gotta you can't just like play a game. You gotta like there's certain games like I really want to play, but I know like that like some of my fans might not like be as interested in them and stuff. So like I have to like pick and choose when I play those particular games for the channel.
I completely agree with you on this one. Now, if I look at my most played games and most streamed games as well, right? It's mostly League of Legends, Overwatch, and Eternal Return. Okay, they're all online multiplayer games, correct?
Yeah.
And there have been times I've done things like Hogwarts as an example, or even Halo as an example. It just seems that all of a sudden you're catering to an entirely different set of an audience that you've built, and a lot of them are not interested in that content. So you really need to plan out whether you're like, hey, or maybe promote it to a point, or add a little gimmick to it. Like Kai Cenat did that thingy with Elden Ring, when he's like, I'm gonna do a marathon, and then he invested so much in building a nice little stage around it. He used to cosplay in different outfits and all of it, and make it sort of like a festival. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's yeah, like I do Dash's Halloween horror every Halloween where I just focus on a couple of horror games and I try and beat them. I did
wait,
Eternal Darkness, which was
dashes.
amazing. That game was fucking amazing. Like, That has to be one of the best GameCube games I've just another amazing GameCube game. Just like and it's such a shame that the company that made that game went bankrupt, because like it is such a great like survival horror game.
I really like the name Dash's Halloween Horror. No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I like the branding.
yeah, it's good. I even if you look at some of my thumbnails, I got a little cat ghost companion here. I can actually get him out. Let's see.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Uh,
Listen, all you had to say was cat, and I'm on board. Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's see. There's Dash 1.0. Here you go.
Oh, look at Kitty.
Yeah, I forget. Like, I had the chat named him, but I forget what we decided to call him. Yeah, so this ghost haunts me, especially. I'll definitely be bringing him back for Halloween horror when this October.
Yeah, it's freaking adorable.
Yeah, I got it on Etsy. Pretty good price.
Yeah, Etsy's got a lot of good deals now for VTuber assets and all of it.
Yeah, it's good supporting freelancers. Ah, yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah. So another game I'm oh oh sorry I accidentally hit the play. Oh, did any of that loop? Did any
No,
of
no,
that
no. I didn't hear a thing. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The headphones. My headphones prevented the sound from bleeding into the mic. Yeah. Nice. So, have you seen the new? Have you played Multiverses?
Multiverses, heard about the game. I couldn't really get invested into it. I heard they launched the game, had a lot of balancing issues with champions like Superman, Wonder Woman, and all of it. And the Tom and Jerry was like downright busted.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I
we
love
had
Tom
the,
and Jerry.
yep.
I guess they were OP.
And then we had the whole Velma controversy
Oh yeah, like
with
they
LeBron
removed the
James.
cop car. That didn't kill it for me, but that was lame and it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. And
Uh,
this is funny you mentioned that because right after they removed the Velma emote, with the whole LeBron James thingy, the game was taken offline. What did the gaming community mean by that?
no, not only was it taken offline, but they said that all this has been the beta. Yet they had season passes and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's coming back now. They released a new trailer. It's coming back with new characters, new balance, new monetization practice.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
looking
excited
forward to it.
to give it a try again, because I honestly think it was like one of the better Smash clones out there.
Yeah, I think the closest I came to trying a Smash clone was Brawlhalla, the Ubisoft one.
Yeah,
But yeah, I couldn't really get into it.
yeah. It's Smash Brothers. It's just like it's the OG. It's the OG 2D platformer brawler.
Correct. And I mean, it's also a very different niche, right? Like when it comes to, say, fighting games in general, right? People who are invested in games like Smash or Tekken and all of it, they've put in hours and hours of their life to figure out frames and, quarter circles and combos and all of those things, right? As it's a bit intimidating, as a newbie to go into these games and be like, okay, what am I doing? Right? And then you just get your butt handed to you by someone who's like on a Smurf account, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I'm never playing this game.
Yeah. I don't know. I like I like figuring the characters out. And what's cool about Multiverses was the in character banter between the
Hmm.
crossover banter was really good, and I'm hoping and of course, like with Warner Brothers owning so much shit, like like the possibilities for characters are pretty endless. Like they just announced Jason Voorhees as a coming in the relaunch, and I'm like, oh my god, that was not on my guest list at all. But I like Friday the 13th, so I'm like, finally. Yeah, so I'll definitely be trying him out like when the game relaunches. Ah,
Yeah, no, I do see. I think it did have its own audience. You know, but yeah.
yeah, I hope it's successful. I mean, I was disappointed when the game kind of just like shut down. I was frustrated with how season pass progression was going and how grindy it was, but like that just seems to be like the nature of the game. And of course, they put like the best rewards, but I think like they're doing things differently now, where like I think you can get content, even if it like even when the season pass leaves, which is what
Mm-hmm.
Helldivers does, and in fact, Helldivers doesn't even do season passes; they do bonds, and they stay there forever.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah. Oh, what was your opinion? Like, all the Helldivers drama, man.
Okay, listen, I'll be honest. I was fucking pissed. Okay.
Yeah,
And
that was some bullshit.
yeah, I was like, atting the Helldivers CEO. I was like, on who is that guy again? Snipey, Spiky, that community manager. Yeah, I was on his ass, man. Like, yeah. Okay, listen, maybe I went a bit too aggressive, but no, yeah, I just wasn't a fan in which it was handled overall. And Sony did that shit with Ghost of Tsushima. It also still
Yeah.
pulled Helldivers out of places where PSN is not there. So
Yeah, it's
um,
very scummy, very scummy.
yeah, and I think Helldivers wasn't the problem until the community manager misspoke, and then all of the anger was just diverted
Oh
towards them.
yeah.
Like, okay, yeah,
Oh yeah, that's where I'm like, I've always like, I followed Mark for a long time. He actually used to follow my old account before like that got banned and before I was even a VTuber.
uh
And
huh, uh huh.
and yeah, and now but like ever since Gamergate 2 like started, like I don't know, I've had some frustrations like with Mark. Like I mentioned, like sometimes I'll make like great points and he won't retweet it, or that, and then like he's focusing on these community managers when I think like it would have been like better to just focus on like the Sweet Baby Inc. instead of the
No, I
community
agree with
managers,
you.
and now he's just like focusing on everything.
No, I agree with you on that, and I think that's also been Mark's biggest critics, right? Like they kind of like try to paint him as a reactionary rather than someone who's leading this revolution against DEI and ESG, right? And as an example, I think Microsoft came up with this whole Copilot Plus thingalingy, and Grumps tweeted about the Copilot thingy. This is telemetry with extra steps and all of it. And a reaction, a lot of the people just retweeted that, oh, Mark all of a sudden cares about this, you know and I like Grumps. Okay, I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah,
I
me
love the
too,
guy.
man.
Yeah,
I do too. Like, I always liked him before this.
yeah. And I don't know if you saw the last tweet he made, but one of the journalists, they kind of put out of his personal
Oh
information
yeah, I
a
heard he
bit.
got doxxed. He was talking
Yeah,
about that on side scrollers.
yeah. And yeah, Grumps just needs to focus, man. Like, honestly, if his critics are able to successfully paint him as a reactionary, we will lose that one person who's spearheading this entire fight. Okay, and
Yeah,
as much as we say we do need Grumps, his word does hold a lot of weight. you know, and
yeah,
yeah, I would rather have him, figure out more in depths about the little dirt in the market in the gaming world. How
yeah,
these studios are trying to force DEI, like the tweet he made about Activision Blizzard and Ubisoft being the most guilty of having DEI officers. I think that's the kind of content I would expect to see more from him.
yeah, like that his story about like what happened with um, Flintlock. That was like
Hmm.
super interesting because that just showed like just like how this game got like taken over by like cat ladies, or the bad kind of cat ladies.
I was like gonna say, hey, what do you mean by that? But then you're
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah, I fixed myself. But yeah, like yeah, so that was game like because like the world and the game like do look like really interesting, but then like after like one of the funders for the game like went off on Grums, I'm like I'm like second guessing about whether or not to even like get that game. I'm just wait for reviews, I guess. But I don't know, like it look the world it looks interesting. There aren't a lot of like fantasy games with guns, so like
No, I see what you mean. Yeah. But I mean, also when it comes to the whole gaming things, right? Like, Ubisoft launched X Defiant, correct? X Defiant is a dud. Okay. Square Enix launched Foam Stars. Foam Stars dead on arrival. Right? It,
yeah.
it just seems that a lot of these, live service games, it just seems the market is saturated.
Well, I
You know,
think like like you're lucky if you get that hit, but if you don't get the hit, you'll lose the content. Like like live service games, like especially for like single player games. Honestly,
Mm,
I'm actually very surprised Outriders is actually still going. Like they haven't shut that down yet. I beat the main game and then like kind of dropped it when I got to the end game content. And now like I know there's been like expansions since then. So I'm surprised that one's still hanging on.
correct. And I mean, I think that's what the community wants, right? At the end of it, like you look at games like Warframe, right? It's been around so long. It's almost like, I mean, Destiny wouldn't be a good example here, considering all of the drama around it. But yeah, just give us good games, give us good world. We can pour hundreds and thousands of hours into it, and then we don't mind buying your battle passes and cosmetics because it's worth the time we are spending,
Yeah,
right? And you compare
exactly.
that, correct? And you compare that with games like, say, Rogue Company, right? Rogue Company is going to shut down, right? And there's like a bunch of other, I think another live service game got shut down very recently, correct? You do not want to feel like, okay, I invested X amount of money into it and it's gone. I
Yeah.
think it just feels like you get scammed at the end of it.
Yeah, I remember when Sega Heroes shut down during COVID. I was like really disappointed because that was like a match 3 RPG game that I was like really into, and they had finally just added Team Chaotix and Silver, and Yakuza characters. Like I'm not a big Yakuza fan, but I'm sure like some people were. Like it was it was a good like it. And like I was like looking like the potential like I know they did a poll where they suggested that they could have Alien Soldier as a playable character. I love that game. It's a very
Well,
obscure Sega Genesis Mega Drive game.
yeah, listen, just make fun games, man. We are done with these forced microtransactions, dailies and weeklies, and all
Yeah,
of these
I hate
missions
that
and
shit.
and
It's tedious, the grind. I know some people love it though. Some people like grinding. Some people like doing the same tasks over and over again. Uh, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I just want good single player story games and maybe like a good multiplayer game every now and then.
no, I agree with you on that.
No, it's been it was so disappointing with Halo Infinite's campaign, like, just ending on such a cliffhanger and there being no new expansion to it. And so like this is just like, this is like how Halo's going to like end. And then it's just like this lackluster multiplayer. Though I've heard Halo Infinite's kind of improved. I haven't played it in a long, long time.
Halo Infinite, right? I played the game when it came out. Now, listen, let's be real here, right? Everything that 343 has made, Halo 4, Halo 5, even the embarrassing story which they tried to take out and all of it, right? It's no one was confident going into Infinite. They did promise a lot, and then they didn't deliver anything, correct? And
Yeah.
you know, a, a, a lot of things like how they messed up the Forge mode, how they had like armor units wherein you had to buy cosmetics and colors for every different kind of armor cores and all of it, right? I think they fixed a lot of the things, but it's too little, too late. It's a
Yeah.
competitor market. If you want to put Halo out there, right, you're competing with the likes of Call of Duty. You're competing with the likes of Fortnite, right? You really think you can make a launch, scuff it, and people are going to stick around? Maybe the people who like Halo and the worst, but you're not going to build a community around newer people if you just botch it by being super greedy with your first two seasons. Like, if they were super generous in their first two seasons and then they got a bit, stingy, would have worked out. But they did it the other way around.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Is Multiverse just announced anyone who played the quote unquote beta
Hmm.
gets the new season pass free.
See, is that too much to ask for, right? I mean, it's good. It's goodwill.
Yeah, you want the people that played the game before to return,
Yeah,
and then I'm
that's how
sure
you
that
get it. Huh? Yeah.
and so yeah, I'm hoping that relaunch is goes well. But yeah, right now, yeah. So it's been very interesting to see a lot of the YouTubers that normally cover film are starting to pivot to gaming, even though like a lot of them don't really it's not their area of expertise. I've been noticing.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
I think it's just because the movie market is so dead right now, and like gaming is just it's where it's at. It's it's what everyone wants to talk about. It's just gaming.
I mean, I think you put it correctly, right? Like the film market is just gone. Like you can only make so many hundred funny facts about Doctor Strange, right? Like after one point, you're just going to be repeating yourself, right? And gaming in itself is such a dynamic market, right? And if you're starting new, you can pick up a franchise, you can like dig into lore and all of it. Like, I mean, I don't know. You could just pick Warhammer and then you can make content for it for years, or just pick freaking I don't know, like
Yeah,
yeah, or like
yeah,
Resident Evil as an example. Just make content for it for years, man. So yeah, it's the grind. I do see why these people are pivoting, and gaming is also burning. So if you manage to get like a good hot take or two, and just helps with your growth, then yeah,
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not against it. I'm not against it. More content, the better. But more
Yeah,
quality content, the better.
yeah. Well,
Would be
yeah.
the better
Like
way to
that's
say it.
where I do try to approach things I'm not not to criticize. I think like Yellow Flash has done like a lot of cool things and stuff, but I feel like sometimes like his thumbnails and his content can be a little bit dry. You know what I mean? It's just a little
Hmm.
rage baity, repetitive. But I do try. When I come at something, I try to be fresh. I try to get into the nitty gritty of what's going on, and he does that too. To his credit, I don't I don't want to it's just it's
No,
just
I understand.
so,
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
like some people like I used to be like an avid Geeks and Gamers follower. I do not follow those guys anymore.
I think the only um YouTuber I've had like a bit of what's the guy again? The Cartering. Like Cartering is the only one who I just refuse to watch. But besides that, I think everyone else does have their own merits and demerits. But with Jeremy, I just think there are a lot more misses than hits.
Well,
Like,
it's the thing is he reached the top. He got on the train early, and now and now it's like like once you get like super super big, you don't have to. You lose the incentive to like really make things fresh. I guess you can just
Yeah,
autopilot. And yeah, like quartering's. Oh, you want to talk about like dry? Like he's like I haven't watched any of his videos in ages, man.
nah, mate, I couldn't put through it. Like, bro keeps on repeating himself, like, get to the fucking
Yeah,
point. Bro, get to the point. Just,
yeah,
I do not have all day, Do not make me one of those TikTok zoomers when I just have like 10 seconds and I like, get all of my information shoved into my head like it's the freaking Matrix or something,
you know,
like,
I think like if even though I have like ADHD, if I'm like interested in a topic, I'll focus. Like and like but yeah, like he's very slow to the point.
yeah, I mean, I would say that is proper boring, reactionary content just to, bread you put something out for the sake of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
we've got a good, this new brand of content creators, right? Like Hypnotic
Oh yeah,
and
I love
Brandon.
Hypnotic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon, Yellow Flash as well, your content as well,
Oh,
I, I,
thank
I
you,
think,
man.
well, yeah, I watch your videos, man. Like,
Yeah.
right?
The
So,
whole
I
this
mean,
whole thing has been so surreal. Like it really has. Like just like how I got here. Like and it's great. I love it, and I I've been like super happy just meeting, laughing with new people, and it's just been the best, man.
you,
And
you
so
want to tell
thank
me
you.
about it? How did you decide to get into this whole VTubing thingy?
Oh, I was afraid of like getting doxxed. Like, I was frustrated with some of the content creators. Like, like I could do this. I'm passionate about things. I could do this. And I was like playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 at the time. So I figured, hey, why not? I'll just use I'll just base it off my avatar. See, I got the Mikote marks. So yeah, so I shelled out a lot of money for my first model. Then I shelled out a bunch of money for my current model right now, and this is the model I'm going to be sticking with for a while until maybe I upgrade to 3D.
Yeah, it's a good one,
Yeah, yeah, I like it. My model Hiko, like I feel haven't talked to her in a while, but like I'm very grateful. I feel like me and her have a great business relationship, and like she even made like the dash attack emotes. If you're channel members, you can use them. The original set of dash attack emotes.
Yeah, yeah, I see them. I see them. Cool dash, love dash, dash to lol, angry dash. We got all of the emotions in there.
Yeah,
What's is this inside out dash?
yeah, they're very cute. I love them. Uh, yeah, let's see. Let's see what's. I'm gonna just check to see if anything juicy is happening right now. Yeah, let's see. Let's check. Explore.
Oh, you hate the new Explorer, don't you?
Yeah, I do hate the new Explore. I miss like trends. Like it makes gathering information so much harder. Okay. Star Wars, Marvel. Yeah, let's go to entertain. Oh, I think I see some Helldiver stuff. Let's see. Arrowhead Studio appoints Shane Georgian as CEO. Not sure if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw the announcement by Pilster or whatever the CEO's name is, and he's like he wants to step down from the CEO position and become more towards like work more closely with the community. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah, he wants to interface more with how the gameplay is supposed to be, what the community feedback is, and kind of like work towards shaping the creative side of Helldivers and leave the managing and bookkeeping to someone else. So that's the statement the CEO put out. I really like it.
yeah, I
I
think
do
that's a
like it
good
when,
statement. That's a good
yeah,
statement.
And it also gives a lot of confidence, right? That the company does have a vision, and they're looking to get down and dirty to put out a good product. And yeah, I do like that. I'm pretty confident about that announcement.
Yeah. Oh, Black Ops teaser trailer hints at Civil War theme. Ooh. Not a lot of that's just Grok saying that. I don't really see any information about. Yeah. Oh man, I miss the For You. I'm just gonna go on about that. I hate. Uh,
That's okay.
uh
Let it out. Let it out, Dash.
yeah. Oh yeah, trust me. Like yeah, like I'm normally like very calm, but when I'm mad about something, man, when I'm mad about something. uh yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so let's see what else has been going on. I think we covered like everything like really how about you going to watch the Summer Game Fest? I'm probably going to have to watch that again. I streamed it last year.
Summer Game Fest. Am I missing something?
No, it's just another like promo thing. It's probably going to be crap. But bunch of the big publishers are going to just show off a bunch of games with Geoff Keighley and the usual. He's got like a
Ah,
monopoly on that shit.
like it's one of those, eh? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if I watched Summer Games Fest earlier. No, I don't think so. No.
I know. Like that's where I got my reaction to Dustborn. I think.
Summer Games Fest 24. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this is a new one for me.
Yeah, so like it's going to be a bunch of high profile games mixed with a bunch of crappy experimental indie games nobody cares about. Like play as a blind disabled refugee on to do a thing.
Yeah, wow, that sounds really interesting. Miss me
Yeah, I
with
know. Oh,
that.
hey, Andy, how's it going, man? Oh yeah, it's my Andy. I do a podcast with him called the Otaku Trio with Dante's Rant Room.
Oh, yeah, I think the previous episode or the one before that, you had Andy and Dante over, right? I think
Yeah,
you
they've
started by saying the
yeah,
Otaku Trio.
yeah. We had we're very good friends. We met in we actually hooked up in real life at New York City, and we had Applebee's together. It was
Hey,
great.
let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm happy that COVID happened because we were planning to meet up, a bunch of mates, and if we would have met up, Papa we would have a good made outfit costume picture to flex. Yeah, we were deciding to meet for the Amsterdam Comic Con, and yeah, it didn't work out at the end of it. We were gonna have mates flying over and stuff as well, right? So didn't work out, but we had planned that if we do meet up, we will all dress up in maid outfits, and yeah,
Oh, but yeah,
unfortunately,
I
it didn't
would
work
love
out.
to do a fan meetup at some point when the channel gets bigger. Like, I to go to a convention. I just gotta have to because like with the rules, I can't really reveal my true identity.
Yeah, exactly. If someone knows it, you have to kill them, right?
Yeah, I don't want to break the VTuber code.
No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, if anyone wanted to figure out who I was, there's an easy paper trail to find out. Like no one has.
This is funny because a lot of folks on Twitter have been trying to figure out who's the man behind the cat, right? And okay, I'll tell you this: they've done good work Okay. Now, what they didn't realize is back when I started VTubing, I didn't really know how Twitter and all of these things worked, right? So I consulted with a mate and I'm like, hey, can you help me set this up and stuff like that, right? Or, just manage my Twitter for the first few months, right? And they created the account and, they kind of like were managing my Twitter earlier on. And then, I didn't really get a lot of growth from them. So I'm like, okay, I'll take over, right? So I didn't know what paper trail that guy left. Like every time someone tries to, reply with a picture of quote unquote me, it's that dude who made my account from that marketing team. And I'm like, okay, how do I respond to this? I'm like, okay, by no means am I challenging them to figure out the man behind the cat, but it's impressive to what extent these people
Yeah.
go. So I just give them the heads up, hey, this came to my end. You might want to do some cleanup duty. You've left some trail, and then
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I appreciate you giving me a heads up. I'm like, "Yeah, just helping you out, mate."
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like, like getting like doxxed and shit. It was like, so I was so fucking worried about that for the longest time. But now that like, cancel culture is waning, like, and stuff like that. And, with all the support I've gotten on YouTube and Twitter, like, I feel so much like confident in like, and, and just being me.
I mean, and it's also something you accept as, being a creator, right? Like if you're going to put your opinions out there, right? Someone or the other is going to be an idiot, right? And there's also another side to it, right? Like one part of it is haters, but we don't talk about the other part, which are stalkers who love you so much that they really want a body pillow of you to cuddle all day long and would rather meet you IRL and give you kisses on your cheek, right? Like it's both ends of it, right? There are
Well, I
people who
I I
love
have a body pillow design, but I really can't sell it on YouTube. I could monetize that shit.
I mean, go for it. Like, absolutely. So, like, it's a part and parcel of being a creator, right? Like, at one point you'll have a crazy fan. At one point you'll have a crazy hater. Like, even the likes of all of the Hololive girls, right? People know who they were before they started streaming. Correct. We just pretend that when we watch their content, we just pretend like I don't know who you are. And that's also why the whole Wisex drama which happened what was problematic because he did show Amelia Watson's real face and made references to Maury's previous,
Oh,
work.
oh yeah, the god, that guy. Oh yeah, and that really backfired on him spectacularly.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
man, so brilliant karma, brilliant karma. Like he thought
uh-huh.
he could stir all that like this toxic drama about VTubers, and yeah, yet he's got like skeletons like the size of well, Mexico.
Nah, that was like so forced. Like, okay, one thing is there. If you're gonna go into a medium, at least respect what others have built in the medium. And I think that's also the problem with gaming that we are seeing, right? Like all of these people who are coming into gaming, or Warhammer as an example, you get these new influx of fans. Anime as an example, they do not respect what has been built earlier, and they want the entire hobby to accommodate them by changing to their needs and whims and fancies. It doesn't work that
And
way.
it
You
doesn't
can't
like that you
jump.
can't just like change like a medium or a franchise, the tone, like the aesthetics, just to cater to your very narrow views on how the world should be.
Exactly. And if your game plan is that, okay, I'm gonna be a VTuber, but I'm gonna, beef with all of these VTubers by saying you guys are racist, yeah, that's not going to work out.
Yeah, people aren't going to respect that. Like that's like so many people have like, it's old. It's like people been there, like done that. Like, it's like, you can get really big by picking fights with like channels and stuff, but like, it actually takes like a lot of like grind and dedication to build a channel and an audience just with your own content.
No, I agree with you. And I mean, if would you, I would rather prefer, it's no secret that I'm not too, I do not engage with a lot of VTubers on Twitter. If I have a VTuber follow me, I'll follow them back. If they follow me on Twitter, I'll return the favor. Let's put it that way, correct? The support is mutual in that case. But one thing that annoys me is when these creators spend so much of their time trying to pull others down rather than push themselves ahead, or trying to build a community around, what do you like, what motivates you. It's so much easier to build a community around, okay, we are 70 people, we hate this guy, haha, we'll troll him. After that we move on to the next person. But you do realize someday it's going to backfire and you are going to be the villain. And all of these people are going to turn on you. It's so short-sighted, it's not even funny.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered. I have clips. I have clips. I wasn't sure if they were paid because I'm not a paid thing. Oh, what's this?
And let's see
Oh,
it.
did you leave a private? Oh, I thought you
No,
sent me a private message. Yeah. Okay.
no,
So what I
no,
was going to show
nothing.
you, like, yeah, what you're saying, like, yeah, you just like, yeah, like dragging people down. It's like no, you want to lift yourself up by being you. That's how you want to grow a channel. Like tearing other people down, like that's what like like the wokies do. Like it's all about tearing people down and stuff. Like you gotta be positive. You gotta look forward. You gotta just press on.
No, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what you were saying about getting Oh no! Wait. So this is basically what happened with the God and VTubers.
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole.
Wait, my model's gone blank. Hello?
Yeah. Did you freeze up?
Check one, check two.
Times.
Wait, stop cam.
Yeah. So
Settings.
just stop cam and then reset the cam. That normally fixes it. That happens to me all the fucking time, man. No, like just stop motion tracking and then turn it back on. No.
Nah, it's not working.
Oh,
Let me stop virtual camera, start it again.
a wrong button. Still wrong button. Yeah. There. Here's my nervousness. Oh no, he's still not fixed. Oh no.
No, I'm an avatar. I've been reduced to an avatar now. Okay,
Oh
we'll
no.
deal with it.
Mm,
Yeah, we will stick with this. It doesn't matter. Meow.
meow. Oh man, this is fun. I'm so glad you were able to join me. I'm glad we were able to pull this off. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love having people on the channel. It's like I've been doing this like since like I really got started, and oh man, I'm just pressing all my buttons and just activating everything. Yeah, I don't even know my own hotkeys.
Oh my lord. But no, it was fun, I'll agree with you on that, like especially when it comes to most of our conversations, right? It's either on Twitter where we are like just, liking each other's stuff, retweeting, commenting on it, because we believe in the same things. Or, when we stop by on our streams and say hi, to each other. But it's more impersonal conversation. But this, just vibing
Yeah,
together, being on call, just chilling, sharing our opinion. It's way better than Twitter or having that
yeah.
one-directional conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you actually like you get to know people. You get to like it's yeah, it's just good. Like I've made so many great friends doing these types of shows.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, can I ask, I'd say, what country you're from?
Okay, listen. So, one thing I've kept a secret is where I am currently. The only thing I confirm is, I was born in India. I did my graduation in India, and that's all I'm going to confirm.
Oh, alrighty then.
But if it matters, I stream in Central Europe time. So, just pick a little dart, throw
Yeah,
it
no,
on
I
the.
will press totally, man. I respect your privacy.
Yeah. And it's also because I started as a face cam streamer, right? And that's one thing a lot of people do not know. I started off as a face cam streamer, and a lot of comments I think I got were not nice. They tried
Oh,
to play off the stereotypes and all of it, like can you speak in an accent, can you do a stereotype accent, and
oh, yeah, that's
I
not
did
cool.
want to, yeah, it went against my brand of a cute chaotic cat, right? So going towards the whole VTuber side of things, wherein there's this level of abstraction between the person and the concept that I'm being with the cat. I think it is one of the better plays. But
Yeah,
maybe one of these days I'll be like, yes, screw it. Let's do a face reveal. I'll do it once
yeah.
again.
I
Yeah.
didn't think I'd be good as like a face streamer. With my ADD, I wouldn't be able to keep my composure all the time. People like could use, like these people on Twitter, like they love ripping you with your appearance, like
But I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of it, right?
Yeah, true. It doesn't.
Like coming back to that same point, right? Like the moment you decide to become a content creator, you just have to accept that someone's gonna find your face, you know, they're going to say the meanest, nastiest things at you. And at that moment, you're like, I'm doubting my self-worth or something. Yeah, it's not a good.
Well,
It's like you're being DSP all over.
well, I mean, like this whole thing has built up my esteem like so much. It's really going to be really hard to like really bring me down.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Maybe the real friends were the you get where
yeah,
I'm
the
going.
friends we made along the way. Yeah. Yeah. Hilarious.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Let's see. Want to see if I can like at least get to the 2 hour mark. Let's see if there's anything new on either Niche Gamer or.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell me about your VTubing journey, man. Like, I'm really interested in knowing about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll go over like how it all like really started. So I was a film animation major. I tried to get into 3D modeling. It didn't like work out because of just how hard it is to break into the game industry. And I couldn't even really get a job in film either. So like, I also like I did try streaming, like I did like some Evil Within streams, I did some Let's Plays, like like I've wanted to become a YouTuber for so long, but I never like had like a big hit, and like the one hit I did have, it was like pretty political, and then it got banned by some Japanese studio for copyright. That I've never had a video do as well as that one ever. Like
Hmm.
like my current lineup, I have not even gotten that amount of views. Like so, like that helped give me an early jump start. So like when I was really pushing to start, being a commentator, I had over 100 subs already from just my account being ancient.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
felt like that was that gave me a little bit of a edge. But so like yeah, I started. I tried reaching out to other like-minded content creators, like trying to get my name out, and then like with my avatar, things really like blew up when I had my talk about Fire Emblem Engage. Like my Fire Emblem Engage rant like really like brought a lot of people to my channel, and like, since then, like, I've just been talking about things, and gradually, like, people came. I met Andy and Dante. We formed the Otaku trio, and it's just been like I've made some appearances on other streams. I convinced Tom from Midnight's Edge to let me on, and I don't think he'll ever let me back on again. I don't know. Maybe if he's nice, no, it's time to say, like, I try to figure out who actually likes me and who doesn't. But like, it's sometimes not always hard to tell. But like, you just got to keep pressing on and doing your own thing.
And I agree with you on that part. Like, especially the keep on doing your own thing, man. Like, it's literally the key.
Yeah, doing my own thing, like making my own brand. Like, it's like, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to copy like someone else's stick, though I'm going to be lying if I saying I didn't like borrow some pointers from Yellow Flash just from observing his content. But no, like, I got my own style. I got my own like like did you see the latest thumbnail I did where I gave Vivian like a little thing?
Wait, I saw you uploaded a video yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, that's the
it's
one.
Kinda, yeah. Like.
And then you get Mario looking all shocked. Yeah.
Oh, Mia. And I also have myself in the background, like almost like she's gonna get me from behind.
You're fucking ripped. Look at you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all
I love
ripped.
that. Yeah. My model is. I gotta love the shirtless mode she made for me.
You got to give something to the e-girls for the fans.
Yeah,
service,
yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah, so like. Yeah, something for the ladies, and though mostly I just have a lot of gay guys simping for me.
Hey yo, send them over.
Hey, fans are fans, man. It's been love this, love doing this, so much fun. Yeah,
Good
so
banter, man. Good banter.
let's see. It's been about 2 hours. I think we can wrap it up like right here if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, we've already got good content, right? Like, it's. I mean, there's no point in stretching it for the sake of it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think we. No, this conversation was great. Thank you so much, Papa. We've got to do some multiplayer collabs at some point. Maybe some Helldivers or something.
I agree with you. I totally, slipped out of my mind that we were supposed to do the collab, and then you dropped a message. I'm like, wait, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry, Dash. But yeah, no, I'm glad we managed to, fix this. We do need to play multiplayer, and yeah, this is also our first official call, right? We've never spoken to each other before, so
Yeah,
I
could.
think,
I first heard your voice when I was watching you play Resident Evil 2.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I normally don't like go anywhere near like Twitch. Just Twitch culture. It's just something like it's very alien to me.
Twitch is a necessary evil, unfortunately.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, I don't do like Twitch, but like I do love like supporting a friend and using my account for that.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And thank you,
No.
everyone, for watching. This has been Dash Attack with PapaUwUx. I'll see you all next time.
And thank you for having me. Hey, Dash. It's been wonderful.
Oh, yeah, the best. Bye, everyone.